Destiny video. I wanted to cover the high topic in Destiny right now after the latest weapon balance they did, and everyone's kind of wondering, what gun do I use in the Crucible now? What's good? What's crap? What should I try out? What should I forget about? I pretty much went over 3 classes of guns over the past couple of days for what I wanted to try out, what I thought was going to be good, and what I wanted to find out for myself or what I wanted to use. I tried out hand cannons, auto rifles, and pulse rifles. Out of the hand cannons, I tried the Hawkmoon, the Luciana, and the Ace of Spades. The Ace of Spades was shit, don't bother, it's crap, so completely skip that one. Hawkmoon was really good, I'll get back to that in just a second. I did the best with the Luciana. I have a pretty good roll on it, so that really did help quite a bit. But, with that said, it kind of suffers the same problems that the Hawkmoon did. The Hawkmoon is still a really good gun, but you have to be really good with hand cannons. You really have to land those headshots because the rate of fire is really slow. So if you miss your first shot, or your first shot is a body shot, if the other person you're shooting against has an auto rifle or a pulse rifle, the amount of shots they're going to do to you by the time you get your second shot is going to be a lot more, so you're taking a lot more damage. If the rate of fire of the hand cannons was better, then I think they would be better overall class of gun to use. They're not, I mean, it all depends, you may really like them, but for me, I decided to forego using hand cannons for the most part. As far as auto rifles go, I'll fully admit I didn't use a lot of them. They're not ones that I use a lot to begin with, but I did try out the Suros because that was one that a lot of people kept mentioning quite a bit. And while the Suros did pretty good, it seems as though it kind of suffered the same problems as hand cannons did with the rate of fire, because the Suros does have that option for the faster rate of fire or the slower rate, and the slower rate offers more impact for more damage. If they could combine the faster rate with the higher impact and higher damage, it would have been an amazing gun to use. But I think with separating those two perks, it kind of holds it back a little bit. And while it is a good gun, if you're not landing consistent headshots, if you're missing some of those shots, you're going to suffer the same fate as you do with hand cannons, where you take more damage by the time you've already landed more shots. Moving on to the pulse rifles, I tried out the Clever Dragon, the Parthian Shot, and the Outbreak Prime. I was lucky enough that when Rise of Iron dropped, during the first Iron Banner, I picked up a Clever Dragon that had perfect balance, brace frame, and high caliber rounds. So I ended up with the God Roll Clever Dragon, which a lot of people complained about as far as getting killed a lot in the Crucible with. It was a very powerful gun. I definitely did a lot better with this gun than any other gun that I've used in the Crucible, and it's pretty much the main reason why this patch came out. In my hands, I did really, really well with it, and I'm just an average Crucible player. If you take that gun that I had with that kind of roll and put it in someone with a lot more skill than I have, it's absolutely devastating, and that's one of the main reasons why this patch came out as far as knocking down pulse rifles a little bit. The Clever Dragon still did really, really well. What it suffered from, mostly from this patch, was its smaller magazine size. I believe it got knocked down to 18 rounds. So you really have to land your shots more carefully before you have to reload. But it was still a really good gun, and if you have one with a good roll, it's still a really viable option to use in the Crucible. I tried the Parthian Shot. I bought it from the vendor because I was watching some videos where it was recommended. And it was really good. It has good impact. Its rate of fire is a little bit slow. It has a better magazine size than the Clever Dragon does. But still, with the increased fire rate that that gun got, it still didn't put it as a faster, higher rate or equal to the Clever Dragon. So it's still a viable gun to use, but it has its ups and downs. So it's kind of like a toss-up between what you get for a roll on that gun and what kind of roll you have in the Clever Dragon as far as which one would be better in the Crucible. Moving on to the gun that I like the best and the one that I'm going to keep using as far as Crucible play is the Outbreak Prime. But what makes it so good is it has a much higher magazine size than the Clever Dragon, and it has a much higher rate of fire. It didn't suffer from the nerf that the Clever Dragon did or the Grasp of Malak did. It's not the same, even though it's a pulse rifle, it's not the same architecture. so it didn't take as much of a hit. It's really good. It's really good, especially with the nanomites, and you can still get those kills every once in a while where you land a headshot and the little nanomites go off and kill someone else that may have been damaged as well. It's still, you know, it's a great gun. I liked it before the patch, and I think it's even better after the patch. The fact that the magazine wasn't hit and the rate of fire wasn't hit, it really makes it rise above a lot of the other guns in the game, at least for me right now. And one thing to keep in mind through all of this and all these videos that you may have watched on what guns to use, what it comes down to, it's going to be personal preference. Some people prefer pulse, some people prefer auto rifles, and other people prefer hand cannons. So you have to take all that into a factor, and honestly, you just have to go out and really try which guns you really like the best and decide what fits your playstyle the best. Between the two videos, I got 11 kills one match and 18 the other one. I do take a lot of the deaths, I take a lot of chances, but I did get quite a few kills, so it goes to show that the Outbreak Prime did do pretty well, at least for me. If you don't have that gun, it's something I would definitely consider getting, and if you don't have it yet, go on and do the quest line and get it, and try and get it. I think it's a really nice gun. But I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, a like or subscribe would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.